Welcome back to the DA Wrestling Podcast.
Lingardi Leviosa.
I thought you said you were going to stop doing
Whatever. Just go.
I am going. That's Andrew. You hear in the background. It's our weekly Raw review.
The Rock review.
Andrew, what's going on, dude?
Not much.
What's going on, man?
Not much. Just still digesting the Cowboys' shocking loss to the Green Bay Packers. I fucking called it, but yeah. Still shocking. Although there is joy in Whoville with the Eagles losing today. So all the Eagles fans could join in my tears of sadness and great woe.
By the way, you and I have recorded something that may or may not be used, but you were talking about.
I haven't worked on that yet.
But we were talking about the playoffs.
Yep.
And you were talking about, and I heard it in the media too, about how, this wasn't the same Aaron Rodgers led Green Bay team. And
yep. Oh yeah.
There was no way they were going to come into Dallas and beat the shit out of them.
No, there was, that I kind of, ate my words on that one.
Yeah, and
it seems to be something with Green Bay. They just can't. Now I didn't get a chance to really watch the game. I was at work all day. I did get a chance to see bits and pieces of it today while I was at the gym and it had it on.
So when I texted you and said, you want to talk about it, you weren't watching the game.
No, I was at home. I just saw the scores.
Nah, okay.
So I wasn't. So I mean, being a Cowboys fan, you already obviously know how pissed off I probably was anyway. So I just kind of just. Well, I didn't really want to talk about it too much there. I just
okay. So what does that leave for next week? We got
so next week we have Tampa Bay
Niners Bucks.
No,
Niners.
Sorry.
Oh, Niners Lions.
Lions are going to Tampa's coming to the Lions.
Okay, Tampa to Detroit.
And
who won the other game?
And Green Bay is going to
Green Bay
to San Fran.
San Fran.
I predict a slaughter of Green Bay and a possible beating by the Lions.
I'm telling you, Lions are my dark horse, man.
I don't think they're gonna. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I would like to see the Lions in the Super Bowl.
I just wish they did
just
it with
because I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm just tired because I want to see.
It's the same old teams, right?
Well, it is too. I don't want to see Ravens. I already saw the Harbaugh Bowl. I don't,
But it wouldn't be the Harbaugh Bowl part two.
True, right? But I've already seen that series one time. Yeah, I want to see it again, right? At least not for like a decade.
Yep.
Although it's been a long time, but it has been a while. But
it's the same teams at the top. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
So on the AFC side, we got what? Chiefs
Bills.
Oh, and then Baltimore plays Houston.
Yeah. Don't sit on Houston.
I think that's where the miracle run of CJ Stroud's going to come to an end.
It's possible.
I think Baltimore's better in every facet, but anyways.
Well, we're going to see what happens there.
We'll briefly touch on that probably next Monday.
Yeah, we'll see on that because quite frankly, I'll be honest with you, I actually rather see the Lions beat. If the Lions do play the Niners, I'd see the Lions win because quite frankly, also, same reason as I gave before about the Eagles fans. Niners fans like to shoot their mouths off about the Cowboys. Why? Who fucking cares?
I agree.
Right? I want you guys to lose because of that. It's not because I hate the Niners.
Neither one has won a championship. Like neither the Niners or the Cowboys.
The Niners have a longer drought than the Cowboys do.
By 1 year.
By 1 year. Yeah, it's still year's a year.
Okay.
It don't matter. It's like when you always say to me, I'm always gonna be younger than you, Andrew. Same shit. Just a 1 year difference.
All right.
Anyway, let's just get this thing going to Raw here. Started off today with Drew McIntyre coming in the ring with Cody.
Interrupting Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
We thought we were gonna get your basic Cody Rhodes promo. He's just getting started. Drew comes out. He starts talking about how similar their career paths are, and how
he's got that right.
they the last match Drew had on the Indies before coming back to WWE was against Cody. Um, I don't know where that match took place, but
Could have been Dragon's Den or
Dragon Gate?
Dragon Gate. Yeah.
No, that's I think it's somewhere in England. They had the match, but anyways, so Drew starts talking about that, and then he tells Cody, I have no doubt you're going to finish your story, but not until I finish mine. And it starts going into the same kind of in between Drew McIntyre thing, and Cody calls him out on his bullshit him
I'm a
always making
crybaby.
about always making excuses and stuff like that, and you know and he had a little mic drop here where he said, "You keep talking about this last match we had," and he said, "Do you remember who won that match?" And dropped the mic and walked out. I thought that
Mhm.
was pretty badass by Cody. They have a match next week.
Yeah. No,
Um,
no, no. Next week it's Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest.
oh, right.
Announced on Raw.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's right. Because after this segment, CM Punk posted on Instagram
Yep.
that it's time for him and Cody to have a face to face. So
Hmm.
that's going to be next week.
Yeah, I thought Punk was advertised for this week on Raw. Actually, I thought he was.
Whatever. Honestly, it was such an average episode, like that it really didn't need CM Punk. They fully addressed the fact there was not a lot of fans there. They had their house show set up there.
Yeah, I saw
Uh,
that.
I saw it was like,
Smaller venue than usually.
well, they don't have a big arena in Little Rock.
It's true.
I think that's about it. So yeah, it is what it is. I thought it was cool to see. I thought it was different.
Yeah, I felt the whole. It
I
felt like
liked.
being at.
Oh, when we went to Dynamite at
Yes, that's
Rico,
exactly. Yeah, that's how it exactly felt like. It felt like the
that's what
Rico
I thought of
Coliseum.
too.
Yeah.
That's what
When
I
I saw
thought
the
too.
setup, for a second I thought they were like in like somewhere in England, but I realized no way they're in Arkansas. And they're like, oh, it reminds me of like the Rico. It
Yeah,
was
and
cool.
apparently there was a big winter storm that tore through there that prevented a lot of people from going.
Well,
So,
that makes sense. Well, I mean, they did cancel the Bills playoff game, right? So that
yep,
storms are hitting
absolutely.
everybody, right? So it's not just up here. I mean, we didn't really
I
get much
wish,
up
I
here anyway.
wish, I wish we would get snow up here. I just want to take my kids sledding, dude. What?
Not driving that shit. Anyway,
Yeah,
following that, first match on the card.
DIY versus JD and Dom.
Yeah,
DIY picking up the win here, clean.
yep, which is good. DIY needs to build momentum. It's actually really good for them.
They're
Uh,
probably the next challengers for the tag titles.
as they should be. I think I wouldn't be surprised if at Mania they're the ones that win it, or in Australia.
Yeah. So,
I keep missing that Australian pay per view. I don't know
right.
why I should, but
So,
that should be really
anyways,
good.
that led into the return of Gunther.
Yeah, he looks good.
Um,
He looks refreshed. He looks ready to go. He looks very, very happy to be there. Don't forget to also like, share, subscribe, everybody to the channel. It helps us out an awful lot. We love you guys all too. Those who have subscribed, and keep on doing it. Keep on liking the videos and sharing the videos. It'd be great. Anyway, yeah, Gunther was there. It's amazing that he looked so good and relaxed. He was very proud of Kaiser for all
for
the things that
for the utter destruction of Kofi Kingston last week.
yes,
Speaking of which, out came Xavier Woods,
yeah,
challenged Kaiser to a match,
yep,
and this one ended in a DQ. Kaiser tried the same thing that he did to Kofi
yep,
last week, and then Woods got pissed and threw um, the office chair onto Kaiser to cause the DQ.
yeah,
After which, backstage, cutting a promo, Kaiser goes to attack him, and Woods is saved by Jay Uso.
yeah. So you got to wonder though too, because we just talked about before we came on here about Bronson Reed possibly going against Gunther at
Chamber.
um at the Chamber in Australia because he's so close to New Zealand. I'm guessing there Gunther's probably going to win that match in some way, shape, or form, and they're probably going to have what Jey
Maybe Jey
Uso.
Uso's the WrestleMania guy.
Yeah, probably. I think that's probably where Gunther loses it.
Hmm.
It's quite
Could be.
possible,
Yeah. No,
right?
that's and then
Like,
you start heating Gunther up for the big guy
yeah,
for
for
the
for
big title.
for Reigns or for Punk. I'm assuming Punk right now is going to win Mania right now. I shouldn't be
I'm
assuming. I shouldn't
assuming
be
right
assuming
now
at
that
all.
Cody's gonna win at Mania too.
Okay, so we probably shouldn't be assuming because things can change, as it does say always. Those cards subject to change. So
Yep.
who knows what could happen there? But leading to that, though, too, according to what I've read, he was reading here. It was the Tozawa match versus Ivar match.
Right. So
Tozawa got a lucky win over a very, very big, angry, bearded man.
yeah, so like I've low-key enjoyed Ivar running through Alpha Academy the last couple of weeks.
I like this run they're putting on Ivar in his singles run. It's kind of nice seeing
I
him.
think this is all leading to the return of Eric,
Oh, absolutely, it is.
and because realistically, Ivar and Valhalla are fighting like 7-on-2.
Yeah,
When you throw the Creeds and Ivy Nile in there.
yeah.
Um, and so, anyways, Ivar was about to hit the moonsault. Maxine distracted him because, ooh, woman's body can't focus. I am
I,
hypnotized by
I,
boobies.
Ivy Nile is a very beautiful woman, as is
No, it was Maxine Dupri.
also is
Dupree.
Maxine Dupree. Sorry, my mistake. Sorry, I was probably taking a poop at the time.
But yeah, and Tozawa kicked him,
Yeah,
hit his senton, and got the win.
yeah. And after that, Ivar destroyed him utterly,
Yep.
as
And
did.
Valhalla beat up Maxine,
Yep. It,
and they're
it was.
backstage complaining, or well, not complaining, but they're backstage like, we're all beat up. And then basically Ivy Nile announces she has a match against Valhalla next week, and Chad Gable has a match against Ivar next week.
That's gonna be a really good match, probably. That's gonna be a very good match next week for
The
Ivar versus
one thing
Gable.
that we did miss so far, though, that happened a bit earlier was our Truth was selling those new T-shirts in the
Yeah,
parking lot,
made about
and
$5,000 apparently.
and Priest comes up to confront him, and our Truth gives him his cut,
Yeah.
and it was like I don't think Damian Priest will ever be able to keep a straight face as long as he's on screen with our Truth.
Yeah. Well, they're really enjoying the thing. Apparently, Damian Priest has pushed for this to keep on going. It's
It
been
was
really good.
Damian Priest's idea. It was Damian Priest's idea, according to an interview that Truth did today,
Yeah,
or that
it's
was released today.
it's really interesting. It's really good diversity to it too as well. It's good use of our truth. Uh,
Right. Speaking of, I mean, and you could see cracks are starting to form in the Judgment Day as well.
yeah.
They had another bickering segment between the five of them.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea came out at the top of the 10 o'clock hour,
Yeah.
and
She was joined
she
by
vowed to put down Nia Jax until Becky Lynch came out,
yeah,
and
that
Becky even admitted that Rhea is better than Becky, but she has to prove that she is not.
see,
So
you gotta wonder there if they just gave away the women's Royal Rumble winner.
I think Becky Rhea would be a really good match at Mania.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be. I'm just saying I just think they just gave away the winner of the match. That means Becky would have won it twice then.
So
No, I'm just saying I just want because there's so much talk right now about Jade Cargill and the returning Naomi now, or probably Naomi returning.
I
It's
still
just kind
don't
of
think
interesting to
there's
see.
like a I still don't think there's like a foregone Like,
conclusion as to who the winner is. Like
yeah,
same with the men's.
I think the women's is a toss up. The men's you have legitimate cases for like five guys.
It's probably gonna be probably two out of the five will be it'll either be Cody or Punk out of those two,
I think so.
right? As far as the women's go, it's a toss up. I would like Becky. You don't really need Becky to win the Rumble though in order to get to Rhea.
Could be
That's the
Becky,
thing.
could be Bailey.
Yeah, like you don't really need Becky to win the Rumble to get to Rhea though. You really don't.
No.
So I mean, you could still have that match at Mania. You just don't have to have her win the Rumble. So you can have Bailey win the Rumble. You still have Becky get challenge Rita after Australia for sure.
Right.
Want to do that. Following that, which is actually really good too. Like
Awesome Truth versus the tag champs.
Yes, which is a very comedic match where R-Truth came out with the Judgment Day in the background.
Yes, and they even put him in like those stupid graphic animations they have during the
I
entrances.
saw that. I had a good laugh
even
at
put
that.
like
They're really putting.
I was having a conversation with Cassie at the time, and
yeah,
and I looked over and I just started laughing. But anyways, this match was okay for what it was. Eventually, it ended with Damian Priest giving R-Truth the South of Heaven chokeslam, and Finn picks up the win.
Yeah.
So now you have a legitimate case for two tag teams going up towards Priest and Balor.
Yeah.
But Priest stayed out there for the main event.
Yeah, they're really starting to tease more and more about Damian Priest teasing that cash at the Money in the Bank. I'm interested to see when they do it. I still think it's going to be a Mania over probably on Punk or Rollins at Mania. Probably to close out probably night one, I'm assuming. That's my guess right now. But I think Priest will be fine. Right? I think they need to get that because it's coming up to the year, right? Money in the Bank's not that far away.
It's in June. Or, sorry, it's coming to Toronto. He has until the first weekend of July.
So before you know it, we'll be here in July, man. So keep that in mind, right? Things moves fast. Time moves fast. Before the main event, though, we did have a really short match. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Natalya and Tegan Nox.
Baszler won with a bulldog choke. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, wasn't much of a match. I feel they're just wasting Tegan Nox at this point. I think she's much better than what they're delivering.
I've never had any type of opinion on Tegan Nox. I just haven't seen enough.
I've seen quite a bit of her, especially more so in NXT, and I find that she's a very good. She does have the shiniest wizard, and I find they're just wasting her a lot with this stuff with Natalya. I'm not the biggest fan of Natalya at this point anymore.
Only so many spots on the card, bro.
Well, and that's fine. That's understandable, but I think we should maybe utilize some people to grow a little bit more. Like Tegan Nox would be a nice one to grow. She's a very talented wrestler, very good, and she's had some shit luck over the years. Right? I think it's time for her to get that.
Speaking about shit luck, I don't know how legit this story is, but I saw a wrestling site was saying Cora Jade apparently tore her ACL again.
Yes.
But hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I saw that today. It just came up on Twitter or X. Cora Jade has torn her ACL at a house show recently. If that is true, she's just coming back from injury as it was, I think it is. And that's a really shit thing to her because she is a very talented lady. She is very
She's
good.
Still super young though. So
of course she is. She's very young. She's about 22.
Yeah, something like that.
So she's had a lot of years ahead of her. Unfortunately, it's just kind of getting a kick in the can here right now for her. And
she'll be all right as long as she sticks to it.
Yeah, she will. She'll be fine. She has a lot of potential in a lot of things, and she's very, very attractive.
All right, main event time.
Main event time here. Jinder Mahal
versus
almost had me convinced Yeah, he was going to beat Seth Rollins tonight.
So Jinder Mahal comes out with Indus Sheer, which, by the way, this is the first time Veer Mahan has been on Raw in probably 2 years.
Into Sheer.
Well, Veer Mahan is a part of Indus Sheer. And
Into Sheer has been on for a couple times. They've just been off though for a past month or two. Past
okay,
2 months probably.
fair
They've
enough.
been on several times.
But anyways, hey, remember when they ran promos for like 6 months that Veer was coming?
Yeah.
And then when Veer finally showed up, he showed up for like 2 months, and they sent him back to NXT. Yeah, that was cool.
Well, you know
Uh,
what? I like Into Sheer. I think they need to have a really legitimate chance. I think they could be one of those dominant tag teams. You're going to need somebody on Raw. It'd be a big dominant big
did you know that
tag
Veer
team like
Mahan
that.
has a movie made after him?
Really? You know, Veer Mahan used to play basketball. I think it was basketball,
Baseball, and that's what the
baseball.
movie's about.
Yeah.
It was made by Disney with Kevin Costner, I believe, but it's called Million Dollar Arm.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That was the movie?
Yes, that's based on Veer Mahan.
Wow.
Obviously, his name's not Veer Mahan; it's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
else. But
yeah.
yeah, no, it's that movie is based off of him.
Really?
Not lying, dude.
I, I believe you completely.
I mean, you can try and fact check me while I go through this game or this
I'm
match.
I'm not gonna rock back check you. I'm
But
sure it's 100% legitimate.
anyways, it's a typical. Seth Rollins has become 2007 John Cena. This
He
is
has.
getting. I think Seth would benefit from just like going away for like 4 or 5 months because like
Yeah. Well, I think after Mania, whatever happens with Punk is probably going to be. I mean,
I
like I said, I
hope
was
he just
assuming
takes
Punk.
some.
I think he's gonna take time. He deserves it. He's been a workhorse and he's to heal up and get all that stuff done.
We'll see. It all depends on what he wants to do. But like, so anyways, typical Super Rollins performance.
Yep.
Gets his ass kicked. Jinder got a decent near fall that I don't think a lot of people bid on. Hit the Colossus. Seth
Yeah.
kicked out at 2.5 and basically got up, hit the stomp, and that was that.
Yeah.
Like I said, Damian Priest did stick around ringside, but he was met by Drew McIntyre, who
He
came out
started
and beat,
brawling outside.
yep, just came and beat the shit out of Damian Priest, and they went up the ramp.
Yeah, and you know what? Indus Sheer had a hard part to play in the match too. Almost cost Seth Rollins the title. Uh,
They got tossed out.
you know what?
Seth hits the stomp.
I thought it was by really within inches that Seth was actually gonna lose the title there for a second. I don't know why I thought it was gonna happen. I was kind of like, there's no way. But like, you know, all in all, it was a good match. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't good, but it was nice to see Jinder Mahal get that opportunity. And I think,
Yeah,
like, to be honest, I mean, a lot of people crapped on his world title run, and yeah, okay, it wasn't the greatest. It was kind of shocking because also out of nowhere he was a lovable loser, and all of a sudden became champion. Like, I can understand where
he
people's
literally went from jobber to WWE champion in a span of 10 days.
yeah. So I mean, I understand where people saw that and didn't take it seriously. I get that, but the guy who's worked,
2017 was dark times, too.
yeah,
The summer of 2017. Oof,
yeah.
that was rough. But
Well, it
on
was
that
a
note,
different era. It was different era, different times. And quite frankly, I do hope we just see more from Jinder Mahal. Though I said he has worked his ass off. He kind of deserves some kind of better. He deserves better
oh
opportunity.
sure, I'm not saying.
I don't think he need.
Listen,
I don't think he needs to be a loser all the time.
no, it's fine. But you know what? Like again, he's made a shitload of money. He's literally been in WWE for like 15 years.
Yeah, good for him.
He was brought out in like '08 as the brother-in-law of the Great Khali.
Yeah,
And yeah, he's evolved so much over time.
hmm
Did the 3MB bit, then he, you know, just kind of did his own thing for a bit, and then kind of morphed in this modern day Maharaja um, that he is now, and you know, good on him. So
Yeah, he's a good Canadian boy.
from Calgary, not Punjabi,
I
India.
said Canadian boy.
I know,
Yeah, it's true. Well,
but
his background is Punjabi
oh,
for sure.
I know, but it said he's from Punjabi, India.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
anyways, on that note, dude,
yeah.
I think it's time we wrap it up. We'll be back Thursday, probably afternoon, um, with our Dynamite review.
Yeah.
And until then, listen to us everywhere except Apple. Follow the show, DA Sports Podcast on Instagram, DA Sports Pod on X. Go find us on YouTube at DA Wrestling Podcast. He is A Purcell 1982 on Instagram, Andrew at DA Sports on TikTok. I'm D Lions 1991 on X, and we will catch you down the road.
Brackium and Mendo.